Welcome back to episode 7. Taehyung pulled Jungkook's face close to his and blew gently in his eyes. Tae, is it okay? Tae is sorry. Jungkook stared at him in silence and unwillingly his eyes fell on Taehyung's lips. They looked soft and puppy and were just inches away from him. He mentally shook himself and was about to push him away when Taehyung kissed him just a peek on his lips. Jungkook stepped back in shock. JK, why did you do that? Have you lost your mind? They do that in the TV. They also want to try it. JK, try it? Is it something to try for amusement? Taehyung pouted a bit. Being escalates, you shout a lot at Tete. JK, because you are an idiot and you are making my life a living heck. Tete is not idiot. If you call Tete that again, Tete kiss you again. Taehyung threatened, trying to look mean. JK, I don't think that count as threat. Jungkook couldn't understand why Taehyung acted like this at times. It didn't make sense and it didn't look like he was doing this intentionally to make Jungkook angry. It was like they couldn't help it and that raised some alarm in his head. JK, Taehyung. Tete is hungry. Cook for me now. JK, listen. Tete want food. Give food else Tete eat you. Jungkook sighed. JK, wait, I will cook something. He decided to just make noodles and placed the plate in front of Taehyung, who ate it instantly. Jungkook finished his food and sat down on the couch, scrolling through his phone, answering few business mails. When Taehyung came and sat down on his lap, JK, what are you doing? He shouted. Tae, sitting. JK, I can see that, but why are you sitting on my lap? That's a couch for that purpose. They want to sit here. They saw on TV people sit like this. JK, what the heck do you watch on the TV? They drama. JK, stop watching them. Why? They are funny. Jungkook was about to retort but was interpreted by the ringing of his phone. The call was from his secretary, so he picked up the call and started talking about some business deal they had been working on. When he felt Taehyung move on his lap a little, he tried to ignore it for a while, but it was making him feel things, and if he didn't stop thinking immediately, things may go out of his hand. He grabbed Taehyung's waist by his hand and screamed for a while but couldn't move much, so he stopped it. He stared at Jungkook's face. Jungkook looked very pretty. He started tracing Jungkook's face by his fingers. First they touched his forehead, then eyebrows, then went lower to his nose and caressing his cheek, and finally traced over his lips. They were soft, unbelievably soft and warm for a man so hard and cold. They suddenly realized that Jungkook smelled really nice. It was calming in a way he couldn't fathom. They snuggled deeper into Jungkook's arm, snipping along his neck, rubbing his nose, making Jungkook Jungkook was still talking on the phone, but he was hyper aware of every moment Taehyung made. He couldn't understand why Jungkook hadn't pushed away the man yet and was letting him sniff and snuggle to him like this. All his thoughts were scattered and Jungkook was unable to assemble them in a way to make sense of anything. His mind was fuzzy and it was relieving to feel something other than pain in the moment. Jungkook clamped his mouth Shot. He couldn't believe he had cried just now. That too on a call. Girl, sir, are you okay? JK, yes. Just stupid. Maito, I will call you later. Okay, Taehyung, what are you doing? Get away from me. Jungkook, tasted so good. JK, I am not something to eat. Get off me. Taehyung wrapped his arm around Jungkook's neck and went back to on it. Jungkook tried to dislodge the hands around his neck, but his resolve was fading quickly. What the heck was wrong with him? Why was Jungkook letting this happen? He still loved Jimin, so how could he let someone else touch him intimately? But it wasn't like they liked each other or weren't interested in each other. Would it be like a flag? But they were husbands, so it didn't make sense. Why was Taehyung doing this even though he knew about Jimin? He was sure Taehyung didn't like him since he had never given him a reason to, and there was a forced marriage just for the sake of business. Love and desire were never part of this relationship. Was Taehyung just trying to fulfill his desire? Jungkook could feel himself getting needy, but doubt still lingering his mind. Could he just do this and move on? It wouldn't be that simple since they have to live under the same roof. Jungkook, something is poking Tete. Jungkook looked down and could see what Taehyung was complaining about. His mind was clouded in need and doubt, and Taehyung's behavior was the weirdest thing amongst it all. Hey, why is it so hard? JK, huh? What do you... Are you teasing me? They no, does it hurt? JK, very. They can't they help? JK, Jacob stared at those innocent eyes looking at him. JK, sure you can. They, huh? JK, what do you mean, how? You definitely know what to do. They don't know. Tell Tete what to do. Jungkook was in dilemma whether Taehyung was teasing him or he was serious. He pulled Taehyung closer and whispered in his ear, JK, your mouth would help a lot. Taehyung stared at him confused. They, how? What can Tete do on it? Jungkook laughed at that. JK, you definitely are teasing me. Get down to work, baby boy. They, me, not baby boy, me, Tete. JK, will you help me? Feeling good, Tete? JK, they, yes. Jungkook took out his, then take it in your mouth. Taehyung stared at Jonas JK for some time. It's big. Jungkook smiled smugly. JK, I know. But JK, no, but they put it in. Nah, Jungkook ordered him. Taehyung stared at Jungkook innocently and then looked down, lowered his head, and was about to do what Jungkook asked, but Jungkook stopped him. Pulled Taehyung's face near his and just gazed in his eyes. Those innocent eyes in his eyes wasn't letting Jungkook do it with him. It felt wrong. Like Taehyung didn't really know what he was doing, what he was initiating. Jungkook couldn't understand what was going on between them. What were they hoping to get from this? Taehyung was confused but curious, so he put his hands on Junior's JK and Jungkook let out a cry. They quickly to his hand. Did they hurt you, Jungkook? JK, no, it felt too good. It did. JK, yes, they. So Taehyung touched her again with more pressure, and soon Jungkook was guiding Tae what to do. Jungkook was lost in feeling and Tae was happy to know he was making Jungkook feel happy. When Jungkook was about to relax, he kissed Taehyung in an attempt to silence their loud cries. Taehyung pulled his hand back when it got covered in white. Tae icky. He screamed. JK, really? That's all you got to say? Te is sleepy. JK, you. Te is tired. JK, Taehyung started being fuzzy. No, Te wants to sleep. His eyes dropping slowly. Jungkook stood up and took Taehyung to the bathroom to clean him up and then carried him to the bed. Because they was asleep, it didn't occur him to take Taehyung to his own room. Instead, he lied down beside Taehyung on his bed and snuggled to sleep. He would deal with everything tomorrow. Taehyung woke up feeling well rested. He looked around and felt fear creep in. When he realized he wasn't in his room, but a quick glance beside him revealed that he was in Jungkook's room and the guy was sleeping right beside him with an arm over his waist. Jungkook was shirtless. That raised some alarm in his head. Thankfully, he was fully clothed and eased up his worries a little. They tried to remember what had happened last night, but it all went blank. He remembered when they had arrived back home from the hospital, but after that, it was blank. It confused him, suspicious that he must have regressed. That's the only explanation of his blackout. Whenever they regressed in front of Jungkook, he couldn't remember what had happened, and it had never occurred before. He always remembered what they did while in that state. It was driving him crazy to think he must have done. Jungkook loved Jimin and he wasn't interested in Jungkook anyway, though he was handsome and Taehyung couldn't deny his heart fluttered at times when Jungkook would gaze at him intentionally, but that's only because of the good looks, nothing else. It was just attraction people have for beautiful things. They tried to remove Jungkook's hand, but he wouldn't budge. He tried again, but Jungkook pulled him back, making Taehyung fall on top of him. Taehyung gasped as his hand landed on Jungkook's chest. He looked up to see whether he had woken up Jungkook, but the guy was still sleeping peacefully. Taehyung could feel the warmth beneath his finger. He traced his fingers over the solid muscles and felt excitement coursing through his veins. Stupidity it was, but he couldn't stop himself. He wondered what was it that made him look at Jungkook all the time. He found it hard to take his eyes off of Jungkook. Was it mere attraction? Taehyung couldn't understand his own desire and needs. No matter what the reason for the marriage was, a part of him had been delighted to have someone to call his own, someone who belonged to him as much as Taehyung belongs to them. He had been devastated to know what is his soon-to-be husband had a boyfriend and was determined to keep dating him even after their marriage. But Taehyung had come to terms with that. It was really selfish of him, but he felt a flicker of hope when Jungkook and Jimin broke up, though it disappeared when they saw how utterly broken Jungkook was because of this breakup, yet he could do nothing to help him. Lost in his thought, Taehyung didn't realize that he was tracing Jungkook's name, making the man under him shudder in his sleep. It felt so wrong, yet right at the same time, though those soft touches weren't because of love or affection. They made both of them feel good. They stopped thinking for a minute and kissed Jungkook, then moved over. Nam Taehyung started kissing Jungkook's arms. They what got you excited this early in the morning? Jungkook's raspy voice startled him. They tried to get up, but Jungkook grabbed his hair and pulled him down again. He pulled Taehyung's hair roughly enough to make him obey, but not to hurt Taehyung. They tried to get up again, but Jungkook's hold was unrelentingly so he screamed to kiss on his arm. Jungkook wondered if he was dreaming or something. This isn't how he had expected the morning to start, but Jungkook wasn't complaining. The way Taehyung stared at him with those big black eyes, Bobby eyes would be a better description, while walking on his nerves was driving him over the edge. JK, what are you trying to do? Taehyung. Jungkook dragged him by his hair until they were face to face. He stayed silent because he had no answer to that. Jungkook stared in his eyes for a few seconds and then launched over onto his neck, kissing and marking at the skin. For Taehyung, it was just time, so he couldn't control his reaction. He was really sensitive, and every kiss and mark was sending him over the edge. Taehyung screamed in feeling, and Jungkook flickered them over, hovering over Taehyung, but he put too much weight on his injured hand and toppled over Taehyung. JK, ah! Jungkook screamed in pain. Are you okay? Oh my god, your hand is bleeding. Taehyung went to get the first aid kit. Stop, you will open up the stitches. Taehyung undid the bandage and applied new ones. The wound hadn't opened yet. JK, I am fine. You can leave now. How will you take a bath? JK, I will manage. I will help you. JK, no need. Jungkook glared at him. JK, just because we fooled around, don't think I like you. Don't get any ideas. As confused, he folded around. Jungkook scoffed. JK, yeah, last night I let you do that just because I was needy. He looked at the answer. They do what? JK, don't act like you don't know anything. I don't remember. JK, what? Taehyung admitted reluctantly. I don't remember anything from last night. JK, what do you mean? How can you do not remember? You weren't drunk. I can't tell you. Just tell me what happened last night. It seems like Taehyung was being serious. JK, well, I can't tell you either, though you were quite funny. Tell me, Jungkook provoked him. JK, I had never thought you were this sensitive. You were quite obedient last night. No, that's not true. JK, you begged me for more. You did it all. We did it all till morning. Taehyung started crying. He felt violated and disgusting. Worst of all, it all was that he couldn't remember anything at all. JK, is that all you can do? Cry? Jungkook stared at Taehyung, sobbing. It seems like he had trouble breathing. JK, Taehyung, are you okay? Stop crying, Jungkook. Jungkook pulled Taehyung into his arm and rubbed his back to soothe him. JK breathed slowly. He rocked him back and forth. Soon Taehyung's voice reduced and to his face. JK, tell me, Taehyung, why can't you remember? What's really going on? Tae, you will hate me. JK, we don't love like each other anyway, so what difference does it make? Tae, it's big secret, JK. You can tell me. Tae, will you divorce me if I will tell you my secret? JK, I can't even if I want to, so just tell me. They stammered. I have a mental disorder. To be continued. Everyone, what do you think? Is Taehyung finally going to tell Jungkook truth about his age regression? What is gonna be Jungkook's reaction? And will he gonna accept him or not? We will get to know on all this in the next episode. Hope you will love it. So see you again. Bye bye.